Hey everyone, I'm back in my garage. If you didn't see the last video, make sure to go check it out. I bought a 350Z and today we're going to be working on putting some coilovers and suspension arms on it. Let's hop right into it. Alright, so pulling these out of the box, overall pretty good quality. You know, I've heard mixed reviews about BCs, but I've always been a fan. You know, a lot of really good people run these and they've done really well in competition. So I'm excited to have a pair of my own. You know, the E46 I had before this, I ran DGRs. And so I'm excited to try these out. So let's go ahead and keep unboxing the rest of these. We got one of, I'm assuming is the fronts. This is probably one of the rears, if I had to guess. We'll get that off in a minute. There's another. Maybe these are the fronts actually, and I had them backwards. Little toolkit and the damper extenders for the rears. And the last one. So I think now let's go ahead and open the Z1 control arms. Alright, so looks like we got two control arms. I'm not sure which ones these are. I ordered two sets. Looks like they gave me a nice little hat. Shout out to them. I gotta adjust the size for it. These look to be like the exhaust gaskets for the high flow cats that I had ordered. I don't think that these are in the box. These are the eccentric bolt kits because the stock bolts have rotation, so you can adjust the camber and toe. But these go ahead and lock it out because we can do that with the arms themselves by extending or reducing the length of this bar. Nice, they give us a little bit of Loctite. And here's the other set of arms. So we're gonna go ahead and get the car jacked up now, and then we'll get started. Alright, so I got the wheel off. Now I'm gonna load up this camber arm, which goes right here to replace this arm right here. And then I've got this traction arm right here, which is going to replace this spring bucket right here. And this is the coilover that's going to go right where this shock is. So let's go ahead and start getting this disassembled. Alright, out are the spring and the bucket. Oh, that was a bunch of dirt. Oops. So what we're going to do now is we're going to try to get this bar to be about equal length to this bucket. That way the alignment is close enough until we can get it to an alignment shop. So it's almost the same length. All we have to do is just twist the bar roughly equally from both distances, from both sides. Alright, and we're close enough. Now we'll use these right here to go ahead and lock it in. Now we can go ahead and reinstall this bar with these eccentric lockout bolts. So this is what I was talking about before. So you see how this bolt is not completely round. It's oblong off center to the center of this bolt. And that way you can turn this and that will adjust the distance of the bar to change your alignment. But like I said, that bar is adjustable itself, so we don't have to worry about using one of these. And we'll just go ahead and lock it out with one of these square plates. Alright, so I've got this arm in. I've got it drooping right there. As you can see, the lockout bolt and plate is in on both sides. Now let's go ahead and get the coil over after we get this shock out. And this guy is the shock. There's two bolts up there that we're going to take out and it should drop right out. Alright, so as I mentioned, this guy slips down on top. The little Allen key goes right in the side and you can go ahead and lock this in. And that's the shock out. And I'm pointing with the end of this rod to the little hole that we're going to have to bore out so this little nub can fit through. I went to the store and spent like $50 on this thing. That way we can go ahead and drill this out some. So let's go ahead and do that. Addie's going to help me by holding the vacuum there. So this might be a little bit loud, yeah. Okay. You're going to turn the vacuum on. And we'll go. Alright, so Addie helped me out graciously. Thank you, Addie. So now you see that this is going to fit right through here. So now we're going to go ahead and put this in. It goes in on the bottom up through, and then there's the studs that come here. You put the nut on here, and we're going to turn this out so you can see the stickers because we're hot boy. But yeah, alright, let me go ahead and stick that through real quick. And Addie, you should be able to see up from the top. Can you help me? Alright, so making some good progress. This is the driver's side here that you can see. I've got the 2 new arms that I'm putting in, this one right here and this one right here, as well as the coilover right there. So for the top, the dampening adjustment, overall pretty happy with how this turned out. I'm gonna have to figure out maybe drilling a hole through this for this to extend to, or some other sort of way to lay it down, because whenever it extends up all the way, it hits the glass panel up here when this hatch is closed. So maybe I'll just leave this exposed for now and have it zip tied down out of the way. And this is the passenger side here. This side is all done as well. Went ahead and got all the same arms done on this side as well as the coilovers. You can see the extender up top there. And now for the front, I'm going to go ahead and take the wheels off next, but I went ahead and already got the strut bar off. That's this piece right here. It extends right over where this little divot in the valve cover is. Went ahead and got that out of the way, pulled these wires out of the way. So now we can access the top of the front shocks and hi-hats right here and here. So let's go ahead and get that taken care of. Alright, so this is what the front looks like with the wheel off. You've got this spindle up here that we've got to remove this nut to drop this slow enough to get the coil and shock out in the front. We'll also remove the sway bar link, but that should be about it for the most part. We've got just this guy right down here, and it should drop right out. So I went ahead and did that on the passenger side already. You see the spindle I dropped out, and now there's going to be plenty of space to be able to pull this out. I actually might be able to do this while I've got the camera in my hand. Let me see. I'll swap hands real quick. Alright, I'm not going to try to mess up with these brake lines or whatever, so I'll put the camera down and show you after it's done. Alright, that was not fun getting that out. Even when I dropped the spindle, it was still a little bit too extended. Hopefully the new one will go in much easier, but there's the hole for the top mount, and it mounts right down here. This is a sway bar end link, which mounts somewhere else. This is the bump stop, which we could remove at some point, but we're not gonna do that just quite yet. Maybe later.
Alright, so as you might not be able to tell, both of the outer tie rod joints are kind of messed up, so I went ahead and took a pause on the project until I can get some of these ordered. And that was really caused by the fact that when I went to remove the sway bar end link, I stripped it out. So I need to get some new ones of those as well.
But now we've got them here, so let's go ahead and get this box open and see how they look. Yep. So we've got the outer tie rod joints here, one for each side, they're opposite, and then 2 sway bar end links. So let's go ahead and get these on. Alright, so now I've got the sway bar out, that's right here. So this is the sway bar bushing under this mounting bracket. This is the sway bar end link. That's what I'm replacing because on this side, I stripped it out. Right over here, you can kind of see a little bit of damage right there. But we're gonna go ahead and replace both sides. I could have replaced the sway bar bushings while I was in here on both sides, but you know, the rabbit hole has got to end somewhere. So we're gonna go ahead and get these links replaced and get it right back up and in and go ahead and finish this out. So I'm gonna show you from this side of things. This is on the driver's side front of the car. You can see I have got the new sway bar end links right here. I've also got the coilovers in. They are installed on all 4 corners of the vehicle now. It's pretty awesome. And next, we just need to go ahead and replace this outer tie rod, like I had mentioned. Hey everyone, it's been a little bit since I filmed that last clip, but I finally got around to finishing this job of putting the coilovers on my 350Z. So I'll go ahead and show you what I did real quick, and I'll show you one little thing that I did wrong that I had to go back and fix. So maybe if you pay attention to the owner's manual like I should have, you would avoid it like I did. So let's go ahead and hop under the car real quick and I'll show you what's up. Alright, so here I'm in the rear on the driver's side of the vehicle. I've got the traction arm and the tow arm over here. This replaces the spring bucket. You see that little red knob right there? I had that pointing up instead of pointing down. That's an access port to fill the joint with grease. And I did that everywhere. So thankfully it was only in the back, so I only had to do it in 4 spots. but not too bad. So I've got that. Let's take a look at the front real quick. The front's looking nice and good. Got the BC coilover right there, looking sharp. And I was going to redo the tie rods, which I do have the extra pair for, but I don't have a separator tool, and getting this nut off was being pretty difficult, so I might get some help with that one. But anyways, we're gonna go ahead and put the wheels back on the vehicle. We've got the stock wheels that have been painted before I got the vehicle, this nice brown. It turns out pretty good, but I'm gonna go ahead and get those on and get this dropped down. Let's see how it looks. Man, this already looks so much lower. Maybe it doesn't and I'm just tripping myself out, but hopefully this is good and I don't need to adjust it too much, because that would be kind of annoying. Oh well, let's see. All right, so we finished up and let's take a look. You know, honestly, this project has been going on for way too long, a lot longer than I would have liked, so I don't exactly remember how low it was before, but this is pretty low. I mean, you can see the exhaust is hanging just not too far off the ground, and I don't know, we're gonna have to risk it for the biscuit. I don't think that this is too bad. Honestly, it's probably not even that different from stock ride height, which I'm okay with. The whole point of this was not to lower the car obsessively. I'm not trying to be a mega stance boy, but I do want more functionality. New shocks, new suspension, new spring rates, the whole nine, and BC puts together a really great product and I'm super happy to run it now. I'm gonna go ahead and get the front cross member back on, and then after that, we'll just go ahead and take it to go get aligned. I really appreciate you guys watching this video. I hope you liked it. It was a little bit here and there, but overall pretty good. Otherwise, I hope you guys are having a great day today. Thank you for watching. Please make sure to like and subscribe. Stay tuned for more content. Peace.